Hello my lovelies, how are you? Happy Wednesday. I hope you're well, hope everybody is okay. We're obviously doing a live tonight because Sarah Jane is off for a few days because I'm off next week. So we're doing a live tonight, and well, we always do Wednesday nights now, don't we? Anyway, and then we're going to do the tomorrow. There won't be a 1 o'clock live. It will be 7 o'clock again, same as tonight. So I'm doing 2 lives in the evenings this time because it's just easier than me trying to get someone to cover the shop and blah 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 and all that stuff. So had a busy old day, really busy old day today. So got loads done. I like it when I get lots done. Lots of things off the list. First thing, I'm going to show you some new stuff that's come into the shop. There is other stuff as well, but these I've already put on the website, so I'm going to show you them real quickly. So let's say hello. Hi Jean, hi Natalie, hello my darlings. Let's pop over to the overhead and I can show you these. So I'm surprised that, in fact, I accused Sarah Jane of squirreling one of these away because we had 8 of these come in and there was only 7 in the box. But apparently she sold one to a customer for the ready for the retreat. I was like, did this one go in your stash? And she was like, no, I sold it. So, hi Helen, hi Freddie, hi Marilyn. Oh, sorry if I've missed anybody. You've all come through really quickly. Hi Melba. So this is a brand new, it's called Bonfire Batiks. It's a new Moda layer cake. We have this in a layer cake. We have it in jellies and we have it in charm packs. And there are a couple on the bolt as well. And it's really unusual for batiks because they're all quite dark ones. I can understand why they call it a bonfire because it does look like, you know, that fireworky bonfire, which I know we've just gone through, but they are just stunning. Absolutely. The colours on these are immense. They really are. Really lovely patterns. If you are a batik fan, I'm not a massive batik fan. Sarah's the batik girl. But look at that one. I mean, look at that. That is just delicious. So we have these in layer cakes. We have them in a jelly. You can see the colours a little bit more there. We have them in the jelly as well, all the way through to all those beautiful. I mean, I love that teal against the black. I might be converted to batiks with this one. And then we've got them in charm packs as well. They are already on the website. I'm going to whip through these relatively quickly, guys, because I want to get on tonight. I want to show you lots of things. So this is Rainbow Sherbet. We had this in a charm pack, but the layers and the jellies have just turned up now. And these are absolutely stunning. So this is the very first collection from this lady. Her name's Sarah Thomas. It's her very first mode collection, and it's got a sort of Alison Glassy type feel to it. It's that sort of feeling, but really beautiful colours and gorgeous patterns with those. Really stunning. And you can see there's now a jelly in it as well, and you can see those colours probably a little better on that jelly. So a hell of a rainbow. Look at that. It's gorgeous. So those are new, again on the website. And then we've got layers, charms and jellies in this one, but there's only like 4 of each of them. This is called Sweet and Plenty. This is me and my sister. And this is those beautiful sort of, oh, look at the little birds, little flowers. Really gorgeous, real beautiful pops of colours, some lime green. Those colours that me and my sister always use, the blues and turquoises, some greys in there. Modern, funky. Ooh, I like that. Little bit of a sort of hashtaggy stripe. Dots galore. So that's stunning. And that, like I said, ooh, look, I mean, just look at that colour. Oh, delicious. We've got that, ooh, that one as well. Missed that one. Look at that. Cute. We've got this in layers, jellies and charms. And then this one, which again is really super cute. Just looked at that picture to see your sister. No, me and my sister are the designers, darling. Hi Leslie, hi Margaret, hi Anne. This is new from Corey Yoda. This is Peachy Keen, and which I love that name, Peachy Keen. Reminds me of Greece. And these all, I mean, just the most beautiful blues. Little peaches in there, and corals. And a little touch of grey. I mean, I love that grey in there with the coral and the blue. And it's such a good blue. It's like a real, you know, cornflower blue. Tiny little bit of green as well. I'm trying to show you, flick this through. I've put them on the website. There are pictures on there that show you all the fabrics. So you've got gorgeous fabrics there. So those are all brand new. There will be other new stuff going on in the next couple of days because I've just got to get around to get it on the website because busy. Hi Eileen, hello my lovely. Right, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to tell you a little story. My favouriteest pair of jeans that I've had for about 10 years finally gave up the ghost. I finally ripped them. My bottom got too big. They proper ripped, but they were my most comfy, my most well-loved, just, you know, the pair of jeans you put on and you feel great in. Those jeans, okay? Those ones. And they were too ripped to go in the charity bag or to a charity shop. So I was like, oh, I'm going to make some stuff with it. So I've cut out the legs. Look, as you can see, this is what I've got left. This is my the bits that I've got left where I've cut them all up. I might actually even use the pockets for something. I'm going to use all of it. They were stretchy and they were just lovely. I loved them and they're gone. Hi Liz, hi Dawn. But I cut the legs out. Now some people, if you're completely bad, actually do unpick the seams so they can get more denim, but I couldn't be bothered with that. So what I thought we'd do is couple of little projects using up denim. You know, if you've got a pair of jeans that, you know, have ripped or, you know, no longer fit you, no good for the charity shop, then let's use this fabric. Let's use it up. So I remembered the Charming Circles, which is a June Taylor one, ruler that we've done before. We've done the Charming Circle stuff before. Let me just find the back for you. Here you go. If Jen's there, ask her about her old jeans quilt. She made one of these beautiful quilts years ago. I mean, it's stunning. We've taken it on her Chanda and all sorts. And you might have one of these rulers. You might have had a little go at it. But I thought we'd use this because you don't have to make a quilt. You can do little projects. So we're going to make some little coasters. I'm actually going to give these to my sister because she's got, you know, her Naughty Beagle Scout. So I thought we'd make a little coaster and then even out of the tiny little bits, you know, tiny bits that are left like this, what can I do with those without throwing it away? They are too small to get the circles out of. So we're not only going to make some coasters, we're also going to make a little pet food mat for Scout to have his bowl on. But then I made some of these little, just really cute little key rings or bag charms out of what was left. So we're going to do loads of random little bits tonight. You don't send jeans to the charity shop. Is there so many ways you can use them? So absolutely. I mean, I do, you know, sometimes send them to the charity shop, but these were too ripped. They were too knackered to go. So I thought, right, let's cut them up. So first things first, you don't necessarily need one. We do have these rulers on the website. You don't necessarily need one though, lovelies. You can cut any circle out and this would work. So to try and get as much of this fabric out as I can, I'm going to move this right over like that, and I'm just going to cut round the outside. I'm going to stand up to do this because it's easier. If you've got a turn-in cutting mat, it's even easier. Or go round the table. Obviously I can't do that because of the camera, so I'm just going round we go. And you're just going to use the edge of the ruler to cut out the circle. Now this is called Charming Circles because it's brilliant for charm squares. This is designed for a charm pack. Sorry for Galina. Oh, don't worry, my darling. I'm glad you could join us. We're going to start by making the little coaster. Super quick and easy to do. So I've cut out a little set of these. You could do a little set of 4 or 6, wrap them up in some ribbon, cute little Christmas present for somebody. You know, do any fabric you want here. It doesn't have to be a focal fabric like that. It could be any pretty fabric, leftover charm squares, cut them out of your stash, little scraps, but really hard wearing because they're denim. Or if you're maybe given a candle as a Christmas present, you could do one of these as a, you know, sort of heat protector for standing a candle on. So I've cut out my circle. Sorry. I've got such a sore throat. I'm just going to ask Josh if he'll get me a glass of water. 2 seconds. Josh? Yeah. Babes, could you get me a glass of water, please, Han? Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, I've talked a lot today. So I've cut out my circle first of all, and then these ones have actually got little lines in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that back on like that, and I'm just going to mark up the lines a little bit, just so I've got a bit of a placement line. So who's done this method before? Have any of you got this ruler. Have you ever used denim in stuff? Please do talk to me, because otherwise it's me just chattering on, doing nothing. There we go, like that. Okay. So I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but I've just marked through, so that gives me my placement for my charm square. Now, because I want this to be a coaster, if you're making a quilt, you can just put, now I've fussy cut these out of scraps, but you can use a charm square in there. You can just put it straight down like that, okay? But because I want it to be a coaster and have a little bit more protection, I'm going to use a little square. Thank you, Joe. Cheers, darling. Thank you. Oh, I've talked a lot today. Jean, you've got the ruler, but you haven't used it yet, and you've used it. I've seen your quilt, Anne. It's lovely. Lovely, lovely. Well, Jean, this is a perfect chance for you to have a little go at this. So I've cut a little square of wadding. I've cut it slightly smaller, so I cut this at 4.5, 4 3/4, where the square was 5 inches, just to give myself a little bit of wiggle room. I'm just going to give it a quick squirt of spray, and then I'm going to line this up, spray glue, on the top, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to give it a little squirt of glue, like that. And we're going to line that up on those lines that we drew. Now, it doesn't tell you to do this next step in the... you've just ordered the ruler. Oh, brilliant. You've never used denim. Do you use a special needle? I don't, my lovely. Not on thin denim like this. You know, if it's a very, very thick, like heavyweight denim, you could absolutely put a jeans needle in. You could put a jeans needle in, but I've just got a Microtex, you know, one of the Microtex needles in, and they do that with everything. You know, I use that for literally everything, a Microtex needle now. It's got the extra little blade on it and it just pierces through. In the instructions, it doesn't tell you to do this, but I found it when you're doing coasters, it helps. So I'm just going to clip the corners off, just a tiny little bit, just on the corner. It made it a little bit easy when I was doing this method. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring over the old iron, like that. And I need some clips, which are in here. And we're going to just give this a good iron. So I'm going to fold this denim over in line with the charm pack, like that. Okay, and give that a really good press. Iron in a really good crease. I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on there, like that. So I've got a nice crease. And then pop a couple of clips on, just to hold it in place. And we're going to work our way round. Okay, so you want it to sort of overlap a little bit at the corners. Can you? So let me hold that like that. So when I'm overlapping, it's just folding that tiny little bit under. Okay, like that. Again, press that in, like that. This is also a really lovely little project for using your decorative stitches on your machines. You don't have to, but if you've got them and never use them, this is an ideal opportunity to have a little go with them. Okay, so again, this one here, give that a press. Excuse me. Clips. So I'm going to ask you a random question tonight, because I was listening to a podcast earlier and it made me smile. I thought, it's like, oh, we asked the ladies that. It was all about, they were talking about Room 101. I'm sure you've all seen the TV programme Room 101, where you put your most hated things into Room 101, never to be seen again. And it was actually a different subject, but oh, hello.
Sorry, did you want dinner cat?
Yeah, if you could please, yeah, that'd be lovely. Thank you, darling. So you can see you've got those little doggies in there again. I tried to, because my mum's got a little Westie and this little Scout as well, and this little cute guy too. What sewing item or technique or anything to do with crafting, frankly, would you put in Room 101? Is there something you just like, no, I never want to see that again, in the bin it's going? I was trying to have a think about what I would go, oh, no, never doing it again. Never doing that, never would buy that, whatever. So, right, what I'm going to do now is we're going to go over to the machine and we're going to use a decorative stitch just to stitch these down in place. So on this one, I just used a blanket stitch and I've used a variegated thread. You could use a real contrast thread, make a real, sort of feature of the stitching. But we're going to start with just a little blanket stitch, okay? So we're going to go over to the machine. What's that, Jean? Use denim and hand sewing using Sashiko and borrow time messages to make some pages. Oh, that's a nice idea. Carol, you think your daughter-in-law bought you this ruler for Christmas? Brilliant. Sunbonnet soon to room 101. Jean, you might have hit the nail on the head there. I know some people love Sunbonnet Sue, but she's not my cup of tea. Really isn't. Sorry, blowing nose as well. Oh, what technique? Come on, guys. Aldi fabric. Yes, Aldi fabric can go in room 101. My mum bought some fat quarters from Aldi the other day, and I was just like, what are you doing? And she was just like, oh, they're cute. And I was like, they're such bad quality. Diamond art made Halloween decorations in Clark Club. Hated it. Oh, diamond art. I mean, it's beautiful. It's done, but right. I'm just moving the machine over to the. There we go. I'm just moving my machine over to my blanket stitch, and what I'm doing is I'm making them slightly further apart. So that's, you do that by increasing your stitch length. So I'm going to increase my stitch length a little bit, and I also want them to come into the fabric more. So that's my width. So I'm increasing my width as well. So basically, I want them on 3 and 3 instead of the standard one. Yeah, diamond art. I'm not sure I get it. So with blanket stitch on your machine, learn your machine, okay, basically. Get a little scrap of fabric and have a look at, do it on your machine and learn the pattern. So this, does it go 1, 2, 3, in and out, 4, 5? Learn your own machine's pattern. Just do a bit of scrap and decide. And then, like I said, I've got a variegated thread in, and we're just going to stitch down. So I'm keeping the needle. I've got my open toe foot on so I can really see what I'm doing. And I'm going to keep my needle right on the edge of the fabric so that it's not on the fabric, because I don't want a raw edge. I'm keeping it right on the edge so that it jumps in and holds it down, but the stitch is running around the edge. Okay. Never tried diamond art, didn't fancy it. Yeah, no, not my cup of tea. English paper piece and not for you. No, fair enough. Leslie, range fabric and yarn too. Oh, I don't think I've ever had fabric from the range. Oh, come on. There we go. So I won't go around the whole thing, but we'll just do a few stitches on this. We'll do 2 sides so you can see. And I'm just really concentrating on keeping that needle right on the edge of the fabric. If it starts to sort of move a little bit, just stop with your needle down, adjust the fabric and keep going. These are super quick and easy to make. I think these would be a lovely, you could do a really personalised Christmas present for somebody. If you've got an embroidery machine, you could, rather than a charm pack or a 5-inch square, you could do a little embroidery or something in there for somebody. I think for me, I always like to give all techniques a go, because I'm always like, oh wow, I wonder what that's going to be like. Hang on, just finish there, and then I'm just going to move it again because I want to come up this edge now, because where that join is, where they've overlapped, I want to come up that seam. Overlockers, mind-boggling. Stacking whack technique, didn't like that. Oh, see, I like a stacking whack. I quite like that. Oh, hang on, let me move that clip there because that's foot's getting caught. I like stacking whack. That wouldn't be one for me. What don't I like? I think I'm one for, gadgets for gadgets' sake. I'm not a fan of, oh no, is there? I thought the thread is like an identical match to the denim, and I suddenly thought the thread wasn't there. I was like, oh, I've broken thread, but I haven't. I'm not a massive fan of a gadget for gadget's sake. I've tried to be a to have a bit of a declutter over the last few years. And I mean, not with fabric. I have more fabric than I could possibly ever need. But gadgets. I used to be a bugger for buying things because, oh, look at that. I wondered that's going to be brilliant. Half the time you use them once or twice and you never use them again. So I definitely don't buy. I think gadgets for gadgets' sake would definitely go into room 101. I don't know, what else? Technique I really hate. I'm trying to think. Yeah, me too. I quickly decide what I like and I don't like. Yeah, absolutely. You love stacking whack. Yeah. See, overlockers. I think I like an overlocker because when I do a bit of dressmaking, I really enjoy using it. But it is one of those things that I wish I had more time to sort of explore and make more use of. I think I probably just need a lesson on it. A good lesson on it. Yeah, certain rulers. There's lots of rulers I've got in a drawer, and I just think, oh, why did I buy that? I've used it once or twice. It's just not needed. So, what else is there on it? Anybody else got anything that they just go, no, absolutely not? What about non-crafting things? Non-crafting things. Let's just talk about what would you put into room 101? I would put motorways into room 101. It doesn't matter. It's become a standard joke with me. It doesn't matter what I do, what time I leave for somewhere. I always get caught in rubbish traffic. I am absolutely jinxed by it, and it's always on the motorways. So as much as I have to drive, and I really enjoy driving, I love driving, it's quiet time for me. It's kind of my, when I think through things and stuff. But oh, I see I'm doing all three sides without even thinking. What is stack and whack? Oh, I'll tell you tomorrow, Lindy Lou. Curves and applique, you're terrified of them both. You need to come and do our curved piecing class, Natalie. I'm telling you, curves are not as scary as you think they are. Anybody who did our Modern Drunkard's Path will tell you that. Curves are not as scary as you think they're going to be. What don't I enjoy? I'm not a massive fan of applique, as much as that's a lie. That's a lie. I do like applique. No, that is a lie. I was going to say I'm not a massive fan of applique. I think I get bored of applique quickly. It has to be quite a quick applique for me. I do get a little bit bored of it after a while. I'm a bit like, oh, I'm bored of the blanket stitch. I'm bored of this. I'm bored of that. I think I enjoy it if it's a quick one. So you can think of lots of non-crafty things to put in room 101. I can't think of any crafty. Tell me what your non-crafty ones are then, Jean. We're just having a chat tonight while I'm doing this bit of stitching. Right, so getting round there, up that seam. I might as well finish it. And the coaster's nearly done. I've only got one side left to go. How quick is that? Right, so, and then flip it. Oh, I've got a bit faster now. You like machine, I know you love machine applique, don't you, Lindy Lou? And you're really good at it as well. You've got a lot of patience for applique. I tend to get a bit bored, but then I get bored quickly anyway. But I get bored of applique too quickly. It needs to be fast for me. Yeah, I think I'm always one for, crafting wise, gadgets for gadget's sake. There's lots of things that out there you don't need, and we all buy, and then we never use them. But yeah, non-crafty things. What non-crafty things? Rude drivers should go in room 101. Absolutely. Absolutely. People that won't let you out or don't pull over, and you're just like, and then when you do pull over, or you do let somebody out and they don't say thank you. It doesn't take much just to lift your hand and go, thanks, cheers. Oh, that annoys me. I'll tell you what else can go in room 101. Cherry tomatoes. Hate them. They're revolting things. And all dried fruit for me. In fact, most fruit for me, but all dried fruit. Raisins, revolting. Hate them. Sultanas, disgusting. So all dried fruit can go into room 101 for me. And definitely cherry tomatoes. I'm trying to read. People who queue jump should go in room 101. Yes, definitely. Since hitting menopause, everything can go in room 101 except for crafting. Oh, I've definitely become less tolerant, that's for sure. I really can't be bothered now. I can't be dealing with anyone's nonsense. Right, I've gone all the way around. See how quick that was? Just doing that little bit of machine applique. But you could blanket stitch. Sorry, not applique. Blanket stitch. Right, let's take this back over here. Here we go. So I've just blanket stitched all the way around there, really, really super fast, but you could use any decorative stitch. You could do like a pretty vine stitch or a floral, anything you like. And just trim off those ends like that. Oh, that one. Oh, where's the other one? There it is there. Get rid of those ends. And there's my little coaster done. You know, you could do a little set of 4 or 6 or something really, really quickly. What a cute little present. you know, for somebody. Put a little bit of ribbon around them, maybe gift with a mug or, you know, a nice candle or something. Really cute little Christmas present. So that's one way of using a bit of denim and this Ute ruler, okay? Little coasters. So, but while we've got the ruler out and the denim, I thought I'd show you how to join them as well, because you can do them so they're joined, okay? So I've already cut a few more circles out. And then what I'm going to do is, oh, hang on, I've got two here, is we're going to put them, what we're going to do is we're just going to mark down just one side using those little what's the word, those little gaps in the ruler. Just mark down one side. Now, as you can see, this one here wasn't quite the right size. I don't know if you can see that, guys. Can you see? I didn't have quite enough fabric there. It doesn't matter, because when this pulls over, you're not going to see it. All right, so really doesn't matter. You're going to pop a pin through. So I've done the same on this one. I drew through the lines, and we want to match up those lines. So I'm going to put a pin through here like that on that line and find the line the other side just there. Okay, and then I can do the same. So if your circles aren't perfectly circular, it does not matter. Oh, let's see, I'm way off on that one. Let's just move that one up just to there. There we go. So like that. And what I'm going to do now is just, I'm going to stitch right down that line to join these two circles. Okay. I actually need another circle. I've only got one. I need one more. Let's just cut another one real quick. I need four. I need four to do this little method. So there we go. Let's cut another one. Let's get another one out of here. Get what I can out of that bit there. Let's cut another one. Because so what I'm doing is just making a little, so this could be like a mug rug, or you could do this to make placemats. You could put 6 together and it'll be a placemat size. Oh, hang on, it's because I didn't stand up to do it. I didn't have enough pressure on the ruler. There we go. There, round this side, like that, and then round that little edge. Oh, around that little edge there. Sorry, I know all you're seeing is my arm at the moment. Sorry. There we go. Right. That was very untidy, but never mind. You get the idea. Okay. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to do the same on these two. So I've matched those two up, and then I'm going to put these two together like that. And then drawing that line again like that. And then we're going to stitch down those lines. Okay. Oh, that one there. Pin them together. I would pin denim as well. Right. What's that template? Sorry, you got distracted. This is the Charming Circles, the June Taylor Charming Circles ruler. It's one that it's on our website. It's definitely on our website. So yeah, it's really cute, isn't it? I love these. I just thought they were really, really sweet. I'm just going to do a couple of those with my sister with one of these little placemats as an extra little prezi for Christmas. So back over to the machine. There we go. And I'm just going to stitch down that line. Okay. So let's go back to my normal straight stitch, and I'm going to take my stitch length down to about 2 because you want it to be quite close on this. And I'm going to stitch straight down. So down that line, take those pins out as we go. You could put a jeans needle in if you don't have the Microtex needles, but I have to say Microtex needles all the way, frankly. I flipping love them. They would not be going in room 101. That was one of the things I would save from room 101. There we go. All the way down that one as well. Like that. And like I said, this is going to be a little pet mat for Scout to put his bowl onto. There we go. Back over here. And take the pins out. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to iron this out. So this is the right side. So I'm going to iron this out like that. Okay. So you can see that petal shape forming. We're going to do the same on this one. And like I said, it didn't matter that I didn't have quite enough fabric because I'm going to use, quite a heavy decorative stitch. It's fine. it's absolutely fine. If you were maybe making them as placemats, you might get away with it, but it's going to be a little pet mat. It's fine. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use the ruler again and line it up like that. And we're going to draw the line down here. Now, if you were using just a normal biro, oh, hang on, not on the mat, on the wool mat, because I haven't got anything to kind of move against. It's too spongy. If you just use a normal biro, you could make all of these markings before you do any stitching, but because I'm using a Frixon, I didn't want these lines to go when I ironed that little bit. And then we're going to do it this side as well, like that. I like this as well on here. It gives you some ideas about making bags and cushions and all as well. You know, and you've got all your instructions in there as well. There's loads of instructions in the ruler too. I forgot I had this. It's one of the, again, it's one of those things that I've used loads and loads, but forgot I had it. So I was like, right, let's get it out. So I'm putting that root line there on the seam so that I know it's sort of lining up like that. And put that line on there and that line on there. There we go. And then again here, like that. Make sure that's all lined up, lining up that seam so it's all nice and horizontal. Like I said, this one's a bit wonky, but I don't care. And then we're going to do the same again. So we're now going to put these back to back, so right sides together, like that. Line up that centre seam there, like that. Make the circles all line up. Oh, centre seam there. Make the circles line up like that. You can see it's cut a bit wonky, it won't matter. And then just put your pin through. Yeah, that's fine, we're hitting the line. Put your pin through that one. Am I hitting the line? Yes, I am. And now I'm going to stitch down all the way down there. Just try not to stitch like through this bit. So if you have to stop here and then start again there and across, that's fine, okay? It's an easy way to make cathedral windows. It is, absolutely. This is, yes, it's raw edge because obviously it doesn't, because you don't have to use denim with this. You could use any fabric with this, you know, just any nice backing fabric. So yes, it is like a cathedral windows, definitely. So I'm just going to stop there and back stitch a little bit. And then we're going to go across to this one. Yeah, so it is, yeah, it's kind of like cathedral windows, but it doesn't have to be done with denim, but it is a nice way of using denim up. It really is. And denim will fray as well, so you get like a lovely raw edge. Where cathedral windows, you haven't got any raw edges. You do have raw edges on this, unless you sort of like satin stitch them or whatever. So there we go. And then we're going to come back over to here, like this, and we're going to give it all a good press. So open that one out like that. Make sure that's all nice and flat, and then we're going to open these ones out as well. So just, there we go. You know, you can be, because it's denim, you can be quite sort of, you know, sturdy with your ironing as well. And let's open this one out like that. And then you would do exactly like we did with this. So with the little coaster. So I've got two different types of fabric. I've got some little random squares of wadding, exactly the same size. I'm going to give that a squirt. I'm going to put that on top like that, and that is then going to fit in here. So I'm going to butt that right up to that seam like that. There we go. I am going to use some pins now because you can't get clips into there, so just pop some pins in. In fact, I'm going to use my magic pins because they're a bit sturdier, they'll get through. There we go, there. And then we do exactly like we did here on the coaster. I'm going to press that one into place. Now you see that little corner's just hanging over again, so whip it off. There you go. Like that. Press that down, and I can use clips on that like we did with the coaster. So you can join as many of these as you want. You know, if you're making placemats, you might want to do 6, you know, 3 and 3. Just keep joining them depending on how big, you know, if you're going to make a quilt or a bag, you know, you just keep joining the circles. So this is actually a gadget I'm glad I've got. Definitely. You've done Japanese folding. Yes, it's very like that as well. It's got all that feel, hasn't it? There we go. And then you would add this one in here. So let's add one of these. So give that a little. It's only a tiny squirt just to hold it in place while you're stitching. Okay, and then that one would go in there like that, and you would do exactly the same. Iron those over, and then I'd put another one in there like that. Oh, not with that. I'll do that later. You don't need me to see, because the stitching is the same. So I would you could do a blanket stitch, or you could do, like I said, any pretty decorative stitch. Oh, I should have a look and see if there's one on my machine that's got like little paw prints or something, shouldn't I? And I would start with stitching these inner ones first to hold all this in place, and then go round and do the edges just like we did the little coaster. I won't do that stitching now because that's, you know, daft. You just watch me do the whole of one of those. You know, but you just stitch them down. Very, very easy to use. But that's now, you know, that would be, I think, not quite, oh, I suppose it is big enough for a plate to sit on, isn't it? It is big enough for a placemat. 4. If not, you could do 6. It would be a nice size placemat. But I'm going to finish that one off, and that's going to be Scout's Christmas present. You know, it would go, you sit his dog bowl on it and mop up some of the, why are you using 2 squares, or was the lower one wadding? It was wadding, lovely. It was a little bit of wadding because I wanted them padded. It does, you know, because I'm using these as coasters. If you're doing it as quilt, or actually they come quite heavy as well. So if you're doing like weighted blankets, you don't have to put wadding in there. But I like a little bit of wadding on it for a coaster or a placemat. That's what it was. Okay. So yeah, it was just, look, it was a bit of wadding in there. Just to give it a bit of cushioning. And if it's going, you know, his water bowl or something's going on it, it'll soak up some of the dribbles. So I'm not going to do the stitching on that one, guys, because it would be exactly the same as this. I'm going to just blanket stitch, but play with your decoratives. Play with your decoratives and have a little play. And, you know, it's a pair of jeans through to nothing. So the other little thing, I was like, right, I've got all these little scrappy bits left. What am I going to do with those? You know, all these tiny little bits left. They're not big enough for circles. So I thought I could make some little key rings or bag charms. Again, if you're doing like charity stalls or anything, or, you know, selling for, you know, any craft fairs or whatever, really cute little, just a way of using up all those tiny, tiny little scraps. In fact, I could probably use the pockets for those, couldn't I? And they actually feel quite nice because it's really worn, washed and worn denim. They actually feel quite nice as well. So I made myself a little template. Okay, literally just folded a piece of copy paper in half, drew half my heart and cut it out. Okay, we're going to fold this in half so I can cut both at once like that, and move it over so I'm using as little of the denim as I can, like that, and then I'm going to draw around it. So now I don't know if you guys can see this colour. I can see this colour really easy against the denim, but I'm not sure if you guys are seeing it. But we're just going to draw around it. And because it's denim and it's thick and I wanted that kind of raw edge look, we're going to use pink and shears on it to get that pinked edge. So I'm going to go round like that, all the way round. Just draw around the heart. It doesn't have to be a heart. It could be a star. It could just be a circle. It could be anything. Whatever shape. I just like the little denim hearts. I'm going to put a pin in the centre just to hold them together so I can cut them out. And I'm going to use my pink and shears, or you could use a pinking blade on a rotary cutter if you've got one of those. Just cut out the heart shape. I mean, you know, if you've got smaller pieces of denim, just make a smaller heart. You know, this is quite a big heart for a key ring, I suppose, but the way I lose keys in the bottom of my bag, it's probably a good idea. So what 101s have I missed? Is anybody... I like those filled with lavender for co-hangers. That would be really nice. Yeah, absolutely. That would be really cute. You know, or a nice, you know, put some essential oil or something on your filling, you know, or lavender or whatever, wouldn't it? Okay, so I've cut those out with pink and shears. Now, I'm going to decorate this up with a bit of cotton lace that I had. I dug out from my, but it could be rickrack, it could be anything, couldn't it? Anything at all. So, I'm going to go at an angle. I'm going to go at an angle that way this time. Okay, just chop it off a weeny bit bigger. It could be rickrack, it could be ribbon. You could, again, embroider an initial or something on there, whatever you like. I'm just using a bit of this lace for now, like that. And I'm going to stitch that down real quick. You make the, yeah, it's just, you know, a nice little thing, isn't it? But yeah, I like the idea of, you know, putting some, you know, scent in there. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? You've mixed filling with lavender. It smelled great. Yeah, absolutely. Why not put some, well, we're going to put some filling in there. So I'm just stitching down just to keep this lace in place. Again, it's just that, you know, if you're just giving, you know, maybe you're doing a Secret Santa or something like that, and you're just giving a bottle of wine or something like that. One of these like hung over the bottle of wine or something, just so it's a little bit more personal, I think would be quite cute. And they've got something to keep as well then, isn't it? Again, doesn't have to be denim, could be anything, any fabric you're using, but I'm just trying to use up my favourite jeans so they didn't go in the bin. They're very broke. My bottom got too big for them. That's what I put in room 101. I put not being able to eat whatever I wanted whenever I wanted, and not putting it on any weight. That's what I'd like to put in room 101, please. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to continue with my pinking shears and just trim off that excess of that lace like that. Okay, there we go. So I've got my two sides like that. I'm using a little bit of piping cord because it's what I had, but you could use like a pretty craft cotton or a string or something. I would use piping cord if I could find the end. Where's the end gone? There it is. So I want a loop about that big because I'm going to tie a knot. What's that? So what's that, about 8 inches long? Because I want a longish, I'm going to tie a knot, so I'm going to lose a little bit. Tie a knot in the end so it doesn't pull out as easy. Like that. There we go. Oh. Before you do that, you need to put your tassel on. Don't tie the knot until you've put everything on. So I've got a keyring little loop. Again, these are on the website. I think they're pence. They're like 10 pence each or something. Keyring loop, but you've probably got some on some old keys. And also, I dug out my tassels. Do you remember these from back in lockdown we bought? I know lots of you bought. What colour should I have on this one? Should I have, I quite like that mustard. Should I go mustardy coloured on this one against the denim's nice. I was like, how else can I decorate them? I've got to get the tassels out. So I'm just going to feed that cord. Or maybe. Hang on. Come on. Right. Come on. I've got to get it really nice and tightly wound. Feed that cord through the hole there. Got it. There we go. Come on. Pull through. There we go. Oh, got it. So I put my little tassel on, but again, you don't have to add the tassels. You could add anything if you wanted to. Maybe you've got like you've got some little like charms or something you could add on. And now I'm going to tie a knot. Here we go. Tie the knot like that. Okay, so I want this to be hanging out the top here. So I'm going to put that so the knot is not going to be hit by the needle, but if you're pulling on it, it's not going to pull out if you're sewing either. And then we're going to pop that one on top like that and line them up. Again, grab some pins. Now, the first one I'm going to put through is right at the top there, and line them up, and we'll put another one in there. Okay, now I'm going to leave a gap down one side. Okay, so I'm going to leave a gap just here. Okay, so I'm going to start stitching about here all the way round and finish, leaving a little gap for stuff in. All right, so here we go. Over to here. So you're getting two projects in one with tonight. Now I'm doing a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch, about 3/8 of an inch seam allowance on this one, because again I want them to fray. Okay, so I want them to look a little bit fluffy. So for me, that's just keeping the edge on the edge of the foot here. Okay, so I'm going to go around like that. I'm keeping, ow, don't get stab yourself with the pin. Okay, just, this is probably the slowest bit of sewing that I'm going to actually do, is just going around these curves. Just go slow and steady around the curves. You know, taking a few stitches at a time, you get a nice smooth rounded edge. Right, I'm going to take that pin out. I've got my finger on the knot so it doesn't move, and I'm making sure this is out of the way. Okay, and then I'm just going to take a couple of stitches across the string and then a couple of stitches back to make sure it's really in place and it won't pull out, and then round we go this side. I think this is the longest bit going around the curves. Okay, there we go. And then nice straight bit all the way down. I've still got it on a really low stitch length as well. I'm on like 1.8 now, but you know, just keep it on a lowish stitch length because you're going to be stuffing these and you want them to be a bit hard wearing and none of the stuffing to come out. At that side, and then where did I start? Oh, I know. Ah, hang on, I've gone a bit far. I have got a gap, but it's a tiny gap because I was stupid. I couldn't see the blue thread. I'll just unpick that a tiny weeny bit. There we go. So back over we go, over here. I don't think I've given myself enough to stuff it. See, I should have marked it, shouldn't I? If I'd have marked it. Oh no, that's not long enough. That's not big enough to, let me just take a couple of stitches out there. Let me just take a couple out, there we go. Okay, right, that's better. Bit of stuff in, but like I like the idea of putting like, you know, lavender, or you could put, you know, like sort of like dried citrus, you know, peel and all, you know, you can do like dried or cinnamon sticks or something. Oh, you could put a cinnamon stick in there, that would smell amazing. I love the smell of cinnamon. Sean and I are very, very upset because apparently they're going to be discontinuing Caramax. It's one of my, both, like, I think we bonded over Caramax, me and Sean. Yeah, they're getting rid of Caramax. How can you do that? You saw a feather made from frayed jeans, which was very effective. Oh, yeah, that's a nice idea. Yeah. Like a feather shape, and then, like, you know, you can use a nail brush. Now, I've forgotten to pick one up, but you can put a nail brush over there. So if you scrub it really hard with a nail brush all the way around, this will go all like fuzzy and soft and frayed, which looks really cute. Right, nearly there. Let me just stuff this one. You don't need a lot of stuff in. You're only giving it just a, you know, it's a keyring after all, or you know, a bag charm. It's not, you don't need a lot in there. Tiny weeny bit more in the middle. There we go. In there, like that. There we go. And I like the fact that my favourite jeans, oh, I've only got a little bit in there. Hang on, just need to get a little bit up a little bit because there's a bit of a gap just there. So, plastic old knitting needle. I mean, I don't use these for knitting anymore. I like interchangeables. I use circular needles for absolutely everything now, even when I'm straight knitting. So all these ones, but because they're plastic with a rounded end, they're brilliant for this sort of thing and turning points and all sorts. Right, there we go, last little bit, and then I can sew up that gap, and that one's done too. So super quick when you don't mess it up. Okay, so I'm just going to stitch now, start stitching here and just sew up that gap on the machine, and then we're done. Another great, yeah, really, thanks, lovely. Yeah, really, I love Caramax. I know. Oh, I've just knocked the camera over. There we go. I think you're back. You're back? Just about, that'll do. And then I'm just going to start stitching a couple of stitches back from where I started, like that. Make sure you fasten it off and go a little, because you've got this bulk, so just go a little bit steady and join up the seam just there. Reverse away, there we go, and it's done. Okay, oh, back over we go. Did I press that? I think I did. And then just wiggle your stuffing around, fill it all up so it's nice and flat. I brought my little tassel down, and then I've got my keyring at the top. Okay, just again, really quick, really easy little extra little presents you could do. You know, I think that would be quite nice. You could just hang that round a a bottle or something, couldn't you? You know, you could put someone's initials on there. You could, and hello, or with love or something, anything you like. A bit of rickrack. You could put some sequins or beads on there, anything at all. But I think they're quite cute as is. I don't think they necessarily need anything else. Let me just put that side. Oh, come on. There we go. So those, and again, look, I can get more out of that. I'm still going on this one leg. I can definitely get more out of that. It might be a slightly smaller one, but I reckon, because I can fold that in half like that. I can't quite get that size heart, but I could go slightly smaller, couldn't I? I can get another one out of there, And then what can I do with all these bits? Ooh, you could use that as decoration, couldn't you? You could actually use the cuff bit. We'll just get rid of that bit there. You could even add on, like extra, a bigger, wider piece of ribbon, and then add on bits of the cuff and all as well. All sorts. I mean, I'm all about sustainability at the moment. I don't like throwing things away. I don't know, I've got it in my head. What can I use up for things? So, yeah, I can definitely might even get a small circle or something out of that one, or smaller heart. So, lots of things to do with an old pair of jeans. Lots of little gems from a pair of jeans. So, I'm going to make another 2 little coasters. I'm going to finish off Scout's little water bowl mat. And then all the other little scraps, I'm going to make some little hearts. And they can go in people's, presents, or even if they were just, like you said, to put on hangers with some lavender in them, or essential oils, or just these little decorations. They'd be cute, wouldn't they, these little decorations? So yeah, that's it from me tonight, my darlings. I've been rabbiting on for far too long. Oh, God, yeah, it was nearly an hour. That's because I gave you 2 projects. Those lovely new things are on the website, those new layer cakes and everything. Go and grab them while we haven't got many, so go and grab them while you can. I think we definitely went this morning when I looked, had some of the Charming Circle rulers there as well. So, grab one of those if you haven't already got one. If you have got one, get it out of the box. And don't forget to let me know all your Room 101 stuff, because I'm interested. I'm going to go back and read the comments in a minute. I will see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Remember, it's 7, not 1. And we're going to do a bit of crochet. I'm going to show you another really, really quick, easy Christmas present. So we'll see you real soon. There's lots of comments. What are the candles behind me? Oh, do you want to have a quick look at that, Anne? I'll just get it down. Let me show you. This was the class that we did on Saturday that some of you missed. Some of you didn't come along to, some of you did, but some of you didn't. So we did the stained glass half hexy quilt, but we also did this, which was just using fusible tape, which was just a little candle Christmas thing that I drew out, and then we just used this as a technique with using the fusible tape, which we do have in stock if anybody wants any. It was a really nice little class, actually. It was lovely. Yeah, it was lovely. So that was the second project, 'cause we did stained glass 2 ways on Saturday. So we did like the half hexy, which looked as a quilt blocks, really nice and easy. And then we had a little play with this one. So we will be announcing new classes in the next couple of weeks ready for 2024, because we've got as many dates as we could get in. And I could actually fit in around shows and Hojanda and all the rest of it and stuff. So, yeah, we will be announcing those soon. So you'll be able to book, pay a deposit and book on anything. So I think I'm just about set with what we're going to be doing. There is still space. Actually, there's not on the circular Bargello. The last space went yesterday. But there is still some spaces left on the January classes. Go and check them out if you fancy joining us for either of them. There's 2 classes, one on a Saturday, one on a Sunday. There is a discount if you book both because it's a weekend. But if not, you're welcome to join us on either one. I will see you. I'm starving now. So I will see you tomorrow at 7 for another little quick project. See you soon. Bye.